Hello everybody and welcome back to WoW Mods. This time around we're back and I'm going to be showing you a bit of what I've done in the past couple of days. I know it's taken a bit of time for me to make this video, but at the same time you also have to realize I have to actually sit down and do the work. So a great deal of work has been put into it, and I want to show you a part of it. So there are other parts of the island and other parts of the city where I've gone in and put more detail work on. Obviously, this area is still pretty much the same, but the back of the island, or of this part of the city, I've been working on, and I thought that this would be what I would show you for the time being. And given that it's a nice full moon, what better time or place to show you this place, which is the cemetery for the Kul'tiras Island. Now, as you can see, it pulls from two things. It pulls both from like the Stormwind Park and the cemeteries nearby, but it's also sort of like an external garden for the castle. So we go down here, and we have some trellis and different statues sort of adorning that. If we go down here, we will have just your sort of like regular run-of-the-mill crypt for any RP purposes that anyone might actually have. And what else do we have? As we go up, we can see, you can see sort of like the backside of the castle, which is good. So we'll go up through here. And this is where sort of like the Stormwind Park influences come in. But yeah, so we can see the doors leading into the back part of the castle. And of course, that'll be a banner for Kul'tiras eventually. Walked through this sort of like fountain area, which I think I'll end up adding the water as I did in the main plaza. And then you can sort of come here, and there's a statue, of course, of Dalen Proudmoore. Go through that. Those are sort of like tree sitting areas where you can just sort of like, well, characters actually have to add the benches too. Just sort of like sit down. Remember, a lot of these areas are they have been made a certain way for RP purposes. So that's pretty much what I have. So this is obviously, if we come from this side of the city as well, we can get just like a really nice glance at the island. Now there you can see the water extends, and there of course you can see a chunk because that area is not finished yet. And if we go through here, this is just going to be the side of the castle. This still needs to be worked on. There's some details there. That goes on to sort of like a fort island, which I've connected already, and they have sort of like these fountain structures there. That's fine. We still need to figure out exactly what it is that we want to do through here. For those of you who haven't had a chance to see, we can take a look at some of the port work on this side, and of course what's to come on the other end as well. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done pretty quickly, but I just wanted to go ahead and show you that. And maybe show you a little bit more of the other area as well. Okay, so as you can see now, certain angles project certain like images, obviously, and what I mean by that is, it can almost be a picture of sorts, looking at this in this particular way. But we're going to go over the bridge right now, and we're going to go into the other part of the town. I will show you a little bit of the details, or just a quick run through for the time being. So we go in through here, sort of like the plaza. We have some hanging gallows. We have a bit of work here done, sort of like merchant areas, plaza areas, and that's fine. This is, of course, an abbey, because this city has this strong connection to the faith of the light, And so yeah, so we've been working on that. We've been doing a lot of like rough terraining right now, which means from this we'll pretty much work our way through it. There needs to be some work still done around this area. The farms over there you've seen before, so we'll just walk through here. And essentially go in and see some of these areas. As you can see, there's been just some testing traces of what it is to do. But this is sort of the other center of the city. You come here and you have the inn. I'll probably end up putting a market stall and some banks in that section pretty soon. And then, of course, you've got some parks, and in the distance, you can see the actual city. And won't you believe it, that is actually a pretty awesome image right there. And I'm actually I'm just gonna look up, get a little bit closer, maybe, just like that, and go, come on, tell me that is not. That's not the actual thumbnail for this image. So yeah, that's it. That's all I have to show to all of you this time around. I'm going to be off on a trip, which is why I also had not as much time to finish this up. But I'll be back by next week, so hopefully I'll be able to have a bit of content for you, not this next weekend, but the following midweek. So until then, everybody, take it easy, and I'll see you all later.